Hey, this is Anthony with Level 1 Gaming, and today I'm reviewing Moros Protocol. Boomer Shooter Death in Space. Now, Moros Protocol is an absolute joy to play. It's a retro pixel art boomer shooter that takes place on an old decaying spaceship. The ship is full of monsters, and you get numerous ways to blast them away. The game requires fast reflexes and the ability to think on the spot as to what your next move should be. So if you're looking for a slower paced first person experience, this is not it. This new first person shooter is developed by the amazing team at Pixel Rain and published by Super Rare Games. Your character's name is Alex, who wakes up on the Orpheus, the decaying spaceship that was once the most advanced military ships, and is now nothing more but a husk of its former self. As Alex, you will explore the Orpheus with your AI companion, OD6, a cute, lovable, and kinda dumb robot friend who also acts as your flashlight as you explore and fight your way across the ship. The environment of the Orpheus is this beautiful pixel retro beauty that reminds me of classics like Doom mixed with the space horror of newer games like Dead Space. All with the same atmosphere, gore, carnage, and gunplay you would expect from those games too. All of this comes together in Moros Protocol, built as a roguelike. The combat is frantic, and the game always pushes you to figure out how to survive using the right tools of destruction. What is the best in this situation? Go crazy and use dual SMGs with different augmentations to make them give you even extra bonuses to make you move faster. Or if you want to be slower, more methodical, and landing headshot after headshot or weak point after weak point, use a sniper rifle. Or if you love the melee weapons, go entirely melee if you want. The game has a wide variety of weapons, from standard pistols to shotguns and sci-fi weapons of insanity. The level design is also changing. The ship itself regularly shifts and rearranges itself on every run, leaving no playthrough the same. The procedural generation allows the levels to always feel fresh, with the game providing new gameplay variables in the mix as you progress. The upgrade paths are meaningful, with early upgrades providing extra health, starting with a pistol, and more without costing much. So each run feels like you have made some meaningful progress instead of the artificial feeling of having to grind to, get the currency you need. Death in most roguelikes means starting from scratch, but like I said, Moros Protocol gives you upgrades between every run, so even failure provides progression towards new items, augmentations, and more. Also, you can get help from a friend in co-op if things get tough. I couldn't test this feature out, but impressions from those who did have been positive, with no lag or disconnection issues. Graphically, Moros Protocol is perfect for what it tries to achieve, balancing the retro pixel boomer shooter art of the 90s with an amazing atmosphere aboard the Orpheus. The use of procedural generation does not lead to repetitive environments or that feeling that it wasn't handcrafted. Moros Protocol is one of the few games that makes you forget it is using procedural generation. The game ran like a dream for me. I had no issues with it, no bugs, crashes, or anything else like that. The game was originally set to launch on September 4th, but like so many other indie games, they moved their date due to the Silksong release. So it's now been moved to September 18th. It will be available on Steam and is definitely one to grab if you love first-person shooters. It provides a really solid movement controller to the first-person action. The weapons feel great. Each run provides meaningful upgrades, and the ship is extremely atmospheric, giving it almost a System Shock-like tone. Pick this one up if you love indie FPS games. So here's my final score. Gameplay, I give it a 9.1 out of 10. Story, I give it an 8.2 out of 10. Sound, 7.3 out of 10. Graphics, 9.3 out of 10. And that gives it a final score of 8.5 out of 10. So what were my pros and cons? Pros, it has an absolutely beautiful pixel art retro boomer shooter graphical style that actually uses pixel art textures and individual pixels instead of many other similar games that just use a retro filter to just overlay the graphics. The weapons feel great, including the melee ones. There's lots of variety to enemies, tons of secrets to find, and every run felt meaningful and provided me with permanent upgrades. Some of the cons, I really didn't like the soundtrack. The game builds up a great atmosphere with its visuals and sound effects, but the generic heavy metal just didn't fit, at least for me. Some of the enemy AI can be a little bit dull, and it can take some time for some new areas and settings to appear after being in one area. As I said, this is definitely one to pick up if you love first-person shooters. And again, this is Anthony with Level 1 Gaming. We'll see you next time. Thank you.